Hello, everybody. It is Heather Nichols here, and I am on the banks of the beautiful San Joaquin River in Central California in Fresno. Just a gorgeous, quiet, wonderful spot. And I want to talk to you today about moving your body. I spend a lot of time moving my body, and a lot of times I'm like, gosh, I put a lot of, I do a lot of things with my body, spend a lot of time doing that. But I love it, and bodies actually love it. Bodies are designed to move. We have all these wonderful joints, our fingers, our wrists, elbows, shoulders, our toe, in our toes and our feet, our ankles, knees, hips, and our spine. And when you look at all the different ways that your body can move, it's really actually quite infinite. And that's one of the things that I love exploring is how would my body like to move today, and in what shapes and in what ways, and what would that, and just consulting my body on that, hey body, how would you like to move? And sometimes we need some inspiration, we need some ideas, and that's where it's great to kind of, just look at invite some new movement forms into your life, or some new, ways of playing, or just check things out. Like for me, 3 years ago, my body was like, I want to go ice skating. And I was it was so out of the blue. And I'm like, ice skating? I didn't ice skate when I was a kid. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to pick this up again. It was literally, I was facilitating a class called Sex and Bodies. And my body just literally was like, take me ice skating. I'm like, that is really new and really random. But I had been asking what I could add to my life and to my body to have more fun and ease. And lo and behold, ice skating popped up. And within a few days, because my body was just so insistent, within a few days, I found an ice rink, rented some skates, I literally was like, okay, let's just take it out for a whirl and see what happens, Didn't have any idea that I would do it again, but I also didn't have any idea that I wouldn't. I just wanted to see what it was like. And it turned into this amazing thing that I absolutely love to do and have gotten, decent at. I mean, it's like skating is a very, very big learning curve. But it's a really fun way of moving my body. And I was 49 years old. Who picks up figure skating when they're 49 years old? Well, I do, because I'm a weirdo. But there's so many things, there's so many things like that. Different types of yoga. I've discovered a lot of different types of movement and yoga-ish things that aren't really yoga, but they're kind of like yoga. Just by kind of asking and keeping my feelers out, and things show up in my world, and then I play, And so that's kind of the obvious piece about moving our bodies is, what do you do every day to move your body? And a lot of times people are really very focused on exercise. But I'll tell you, I don't know anybody that's ever done an exercise routine just for the sake of exercising because it's a good idea, that has actually stuck to it. You may be aware of that for yourself. Have you ever done exercise to the degree where you actually were like, I'm doing this because it's good for me and I know I should, and you keep doing it without any joy, right? It is the joy of moving our bodies that is the thing that keeps us coming back for more. And it's the joy of deliberately moving our bodies. Right now, I'm walking. I came out here to walk and talk because I get a lot of creative juice when I move. I don't like to sit. My body does not like to be sedentary. And I think that's also true for a lot of people, a lot of bodies. And yet we have this very sedentary world. We have this very sedentary culture and kind of lifestyle, and, this is how the world works. And, but when we're sedentary, there's so much juiciness and and energy that can be moving in the body that just doesn't move. And it can contribute so much to what you're creating and how you're creating it, and like the inspiration. Like when I move my body, a lot of times I get a lot of inspiration for just for different business projects and things like that. And to me, it's like including my body and gifting my body the joy of movement is a huge part of being alive, and my creative world and my business and all of that. And then there's also just like the movements that we can be doing with our bodies when we don't realize that we're moving, so not so much like the more gross kind of movements that would be maybe considered exercise, but movements that are like the movement of your breath when you're sitting at your computer, or just keeping like a sense of like your spine floating, and keeping a sense of spaciousness and like buoyancy in your joints, like things like that. And all of that just requires more awareness of our bodies, to be able to tap into that, because I know for me, when I get at my computer, a lot of times I hold my breath, my body gets kind of really stationary. And a lot of times it's because I don't really want to be sitting at my computer. And so it's like, but that's actually, so one of the things I've been doing a lot of is actually being really aware of like, okay, when I'm sitting and, I'm like quote unquote sedentary, I don't ever want to be sedentary. I don't ever want to be just sitting and still, because bodies thrive on movement. There's so much movement that occurs in our bodies, our fluids, our joints, are like so many different elements of movement that are possible. And so when we are willing to, when we're willing to give that to our bodies and just bring more awareness to our bodies and bring more movement to our bodies, whether it's when you're stationary or when you're not, and like carving out time for moving your body in ways that are fun for you. It is such a gift to our bodies. And then we're actually engaging with our bodies in a way that they were actually designed to be. Like our bodies were designed for movement. They were not designed to sit on the couch and sit at the computer and sit and sit and sit. That's a lot of how people's worlds are. You sit in the car, you go to work, you sit at your desk, you get up and you go to lunch and you sit at the restaurant, and then you go back and you sit in your desk, and then you sit in your car, and then you sit at the dinner table, and then you sit to watch TV, and then you lay down and you go to bed. Bodies are not so fond of that. And a lot of times the things that go on with our bodies are actually our bodies letting us know, hey, this is not working, please. Can we, like, I'm actually way cooler than you think I am. Can we please change this? So just something to be considering. What is it that you could actually bring to your body, to your everyday? It doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to be like, now I'm going to start running marathons. That's not what it's about. I went for a run today and I ran for 15 minutes, and that's like a really great little run for me. Like I'll like walk for 10 minutes, run for 15, walk for 5. Like that's perfect for me, and even just on a treadmill. A lot of times I run on treadmills because I just kind of enjoy it. I like to like put on my music, and I can even close my eyes if I want to, and just, geek out, but that was like, it moved so much energy in my body, even this short little, boom of movement. And then what else? Like I will keep doing it, like throughout my day. I'm going to probably do some stretching before I go to bed tonight. Like there's just so many opportunities that we have if we're willing to take those opportunities and prioritize moving our bodies. So I wonder what movement your body would enjoy, what would be fun for you and your body, and give it a go. And even just paying attention when you're not moving, you're still moving. So pay attention to it, bring your awareness to it, and see what changes.